Just because somebody tells you that they love you, it doesn't truly mean that they love you. Because love is not in the words that you're speaking or in how charismatic or flirty you are or how funny you are. It is in the effort that you're taking. It is in the care, the consideration, the respect that you show the other person. And so many of us men and women have it all wrong. We have it the complete opposite. And to be honest, the reason I made this video is because I got a little download, which is so true. But it's that the first role models that we had are our parents. They're the first relationship we have. They actually teach us what love really is and how it feels, right? And if your parents, I know mine were, but if your parents had a constant, underlying fear, and so that fear led to control. If I control you, then that means you're going to be safe. And that means I love you, right? So you have been growing up learning that in order for somebody to love me, they need to control me. And they need to have power over me in order for them to truly love me and accept me for who I am. And so it blew me away when I realized this, that we learned this. And to be honest, I have I have a lot of controlling tendencies because as you guys know, I've repeated it a bazillion times by now, but I've been raised in that fear and, that sort of, you have to do as I say and you don't have any free will kind of mentality, right? And that's where dancing came in handy because that literally, teleported. Is that a word? Teleported? I think that's a word. Teleported me into this fantasy world of just being free. And I'm glad, that's where I always recommend parents to put your kids in some sort of activity, creativity, sports, or whatever. My main point being here is that I think just being aware and trying to figure out what was the first, the knowledge of what love truly is, who taught you about love and how did it feel like for you when you were a child? Because most probably you were trying to recreate that as an adult by choosing men or women that are super controlling, that are super manipulative, that are super toxic, unhealthy, whatever. We can, go on a list. But you're choosing them because you're trying to heal a specific wound. And actually heard, I believe it's Gary Zukav, because I always want to say Zeri, but that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. Gary Zukav, he was in on Oprah many times, but he mentioned this where we choose partners that are just like the dynamics we have with our parents because we're trying to heal that wound and we're trying to figure out what love truly is. And unfortunately, we have to choose the wrong partner for them to really hurt us in such a way that we're like, oh my God, and we open up. And then that is when we have some alarm bells and they're, kind of giving us that realization that, oh, this is actually the partner for me. You're able to recognize that person who's actually kind and he's considerate and he's the one for you that much faster because you have chosen the wrong partner and you've seen, oh wait, a man or woman who's charismatic and funny and sexy and attractive. Those things actually don't equate to a healthy, happy relationship. I actually lose all of my money. I actually lose the custody to my kids if I choose this way. So the next route, your second marriage or your second relationship, you think differently when you're dating, at least for most people. Some people don't. Some people have to go through another 3 marriages and then maybe pass away and then get reborn again and then figure it all out all over again. But many of us, thank God, the first time that you go through this experience, your second around, you're a little bit more equipped. You might not be perfect. You might still make mistakes like all of us, we all do. But at this time, the second round, you're going to be a little bit more aware and educated on who the hell are you picking? Are they raising your value? not in the way of money, I'm not talking about that, but when they see you, do they truly see you for who the hell you are? Or do they see you for how beautiful you are and how many, all of your accomplishments? Or do they see you for all of the gifts that you probably can't even fathom, but they can see it for you? That's the kind of person that we all should be looking for. Somebody who sees your flaws and all the mistakes that you're making, and they're like, I still fucking love you. Like, that's the person you want. You don't want somebody where you make one tiny mistake and they freaking blow up and they make you feel like so little and so small for making a mistake. That's the person you do not want, okay? I really hope this video saved somebody's life, because I wish I saw this when I was younger. And I feel like, I don't know, every generation, they're just much more aware and they're noticing these things. And I'm glad that the older generation, I can't believe I'm calling myself older. I don't even want to say that, but you guys know what I mean. The previous generations, I'm glad that they're opening up, on these podcasts or wherever, social media, and they're being honest about the mistakes that they're making, and I'm so happy about it. And that's one great thing about social media. We can sit and talk all the crap about it. I remember the first time I realized I was in a toxic, narcissistic relationship was when I was watching Dr. Ramani, and she was talking about the qualities, and I was like, wait, what? Like, all of these qualities match my partner, like, and so that really saved my life. Of course, social media has a dark, why am I talking about social media? Anyways, next topic. So the whole point I brought this up, wow, my arm looks really short there. Okay. The whole point I brought this up, I'm out of breath, is that if you are in a relationship and you're dating, I just want you to reflect on what was your experience with love. Get a journal and write it down. And if you feel like you're choosing the same partners which are in alignment with your parents' dynamics, what they had with each other, or just you and your parent, then that's the work that we all need to be doing right now. It's not just about watching me and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and then continue living the same life and fighting and having the same arguments over and over again. It's like, let's sit down with ourselves and truly connect with that inner child. That's a whole other, I'm sure you guys are watching this, I'm sure you guys are into, or at least have some sort of knowledge about your inner child, that little child underneath it all who is still with you. They never leave you. And a lot of the times when you get the fear or like little messages in your head, it's coming from your inner child. Like the other day what was I doing? But I had some sort of a stress that, came up, and I had this instant fear, like, what will you do? Well, this is going to create this problem and this, it was getting into all of the negatives. And that was a lot of my childhood, right? I lived in fear. So that child is still in there. And so I have to literally stop everything I'm doing, because a lot of us, what we do is we tend to bulldoze through our day. And I've definitely done this many times, but I've now taught myself to be like, okay, wait, I have this thought in my head, and I just need to sit with myself and just talk to that little child and be like, it's going to be okay. I got you. We're going to figure this out. I just spit, but that's okay. You're safe. And that's so important. And as soon as you do that, those negative thoughts, at least for me, they dissipate. And it might come again, in an hour. But that's the work that you're trying to calm this little child down and say, it's going to be okay. I got you. We've been through so much shit in our life. Look at us now. We're just getting better and better. And so it's really about just talking to that part of yourself. Well, that's it. I just hope that this video gives you a little bit of like an aha moment. That's literally my intention with all of these videos, that it gives you a little bit of an aha, like, oh yeah, or like a little seed that's going to be implanted in your consciousness, and it's allowed to grow, hopefully, with time. I just want to say thank you so much for watching and supporting me and subscribing, and I just want you, my dream for you is for you to be your true, authentic self. No matter if your friends still like you or not, no matter if your parents still accept you or not, I want you to be yourself, right? That's really my dream for you, and that you're seriously able to accomplish your mission here on earth, because that is literally why you're here. You made a soul contract and you're out here trying to complete it. And it might not seem like that when you're younger. You might be very lost and very confused, and sometimes that road continues for a very long time, but eventually you're going to find your way and you can be like, oh my God, my life makes so much sense. I went through all of these curveballs because it was meant to make me this person that I am right now. So I just wish you guys all the best. I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you guys in my next one.